All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about instrument drawing today, or drawing tools that are used in drafting and technical drawing, technical illustration. Of course, what we want to understand is that for a very long time, for 300 years, right, technical drawing, engineering, graphics, military drafting, description of construction for fortifications, all of these kinds of technical drawings were done using drawing instruments on a drawing board by people who had some very high level technical skills. And that really didn't change for a very long time. I'm going to say 200, 250 years, up until maybe the 19 mid 60s. Uh, we see the giant drawing here and a couple of guys lying down on their stomachs, right, to complete the drawing, and they're using tools. They're not using CAD systems. So we're talking about life before AutoCAD, and engineering firms and manufacturing firms hired people to create these drawings. And in order to do that, they needed to use some specialized instruments. So we have a lab for manual drawing, and we required you to get some technical drawing tools. And you might be saying to yourself, why? Why? What's the point? I mean, don't we live in a world of computers? Isn't this the 21st century? We don't have the George Jetson flying car yet, but why on earth are we learning how to use these ancient tools when we have software that does drawings, and it does the drawings pretty dang good too, right? So, what's the reason? Well, there's actually lots of reasons. For one, you will never get a CAD drawing to look like a hand drawing. A well done hand drawing is a work of art. It's a masterpiece. And CAD drawings, they just don't look as nice as hand drawings. They don't have the pop, they don't have the character of a hand drawing. And in a lot of fields, that's really important. This is an architectural drawing. If it was done in CAD, it would be precise and perfect, but it wouldn't have the same feeling that we're getting off of this hand drawing here. So hand drawings have a certain appeal to people that CAD drawings just don't have. CAD drawings are very sterile looking. They're too perfect. You ever see a video game or especially a movie, like an animated movie, and the characters look almost real to the point where they're creepy? Well, for a lot of people looking at a CAD drawing, it's so perfect it's almost creepy. And hand drawings just have way more character. Okay, it'd be impossible to make a CAD drawing that looks anything like this. So you might be saying this looks kind of like art, and to a point, being able to draw with drawing instruments and do traditional drafting is an art. And just like there are people who are commercial artists who get paid to draw non-technical things, there are people that get paid very well to do this because this is a skill that has diminished over time because not that many people have it. Once you can do traditional drafting, it opens up other possibilities too, like this rendering here, marker rendering. And this is just an extension of traditional drafting, hand drawing, right? And you're never going to get anything like this out of a computer. Even mechanical stuff. I know that was a lot of architectural stuff we were just looking at, but even mechanical drawings that are done by hand, they're beautiful compared to things made in CAD systems now. And believe it or not, people with a lot of money will pay for something that looks attractive as well as being accurate. Technical drawing skills gives you the appearance or the ability to create things like this technical illustration. And then there's a whole field of drafting called patent drafting. If we design a new product and we want to bring it to market, we have to apply to the patent office. Well, the patent office wants drawings like this, believe it or not CAD drawings. For me, it's ironic. I've seen in my lifetime this transition that has started out with hand drafting, and hand drafting has given way for the most part to CAD drafting. And then in the mid 90s, the ability to make 3D models and to make them look realistic culminated, maybe is a better word, to this point where we can have photorealistic 3D images out of a CAD system. That's not a photo. That's a 3D model in a CAD system that's been rendered with materials and light and shadow and shade and even reflections on the glass. Pretty snazzy, huh? But as perfect as those things are, for some reason, there are lots of people that don't like the way they look. Again, they're too sterile, they're too perfect. For some clients, when you go into a meeting and they hand you this picture of a house or a product or, an interior that's already perfectly rendered, people freak out sometimes and they're like, wow, you spent so much time on this, I'm getting a little nervous about if we can make changes or not. People like loose, relaxed communication sometimes, and they've got software now that will take those perfect CAD drawings and do this. It'll turn it into something that looks hand-drawn, believe it or not. There are a couple of products out there. CAD Sketch is one, Squiggle is another, Arch-a-Sketchy is another, that create fake hand-drawn effects from your CAD drawing. So you start with your perfect CAD drawing, and then you load up the software, and then after a couple of clicks, bam, now it looks hand-drawn. And if you don't like that one, here's another option. Another option. Look at how imperfect and squiggly things look, right? And that's out of the CAD file. And the idea is it's more relaxed looking, and it's more artistic, and people don't freak out about how sterile and perfect the CAD drawing looks. It's like there's a cycle that started. Hand-drawn material gave way to CAD-drawn material, and CAD advanced all the way to the point where you can make photorealistic 3D models, and now we've got software that brings it back to make it look hand-drawn from CAD, which to me is just crazy, but hey, it is what it is. So we're talking about a skill that puts you into the category of a person with some technical art skills. And I'm not going to lie to you, there have been times when hand drafting has been hugely helpful to me, even though I did 99% of my work in CAD. For example, had a bunch of drawings, brought them to the county to have them approved. There were a couple of minor changes that needed to be made. And, rather than going back and making the changes in CAD and then having to drive back, I was able to whip out a little bottle of whiteout and an ink pen. And I've done this more than once where I've made some changes right there. And because I had a straight edge and an ink pen, I could make changes to a CAD drawing that looked pretty seamless and blended right in and saved me a bunch of time, right? Didn't have to go back and print out brand new drawings with a little tiny correction on them. So there's a lot of reasons why having hand drawing skills are useful and important to someone in a world full of technology and computers, right? So we're talking about a lost skill or a nearly lost skill. As a CAD person who can use technical drawing tools, you stand out. And you know what? If you have these technical drawing skills, they apply to layout in other fields like in welding and in woodworking and construction and fabrication. If you have manual drawing skills or instrument drawing skills, you will be better at sketching and layout when you don't have those tools. It's a transferable skill. Technical art employment is another possibility, right? So we might work for a kitchen or bath designer, and yeah, they have CAD software, but their clients want to see some hand sketch stuff. So won't lie, I do a lot of work in CAD, and I wind up tracing it with a technical pen to make it look hand-drawn. And then your clients think that you're an amazing sketcher, right? Or you have some amazing drawing ability. And they're not intimidated by these perfect CAD drawings, right? Because we've seen these hand-drawn drawings are a lot more friendly and a lot less intimidating. I did mention about last-minute corrections, doing them by hand if you've got these hand-drawing skills, so you can make them nearly seamless, right, on a set of CAD drawings. And then good hand drawing and layout skills transfer directly to CAD. And I use this illustration. I used to be in construction. A person that can cut a straight line with a handsaw. When you hand them a skill saw, which is a powered saw, and tell them to cut a line, well, they've already built in a lot of skill and muscle memory, and they know how to cut a straight line with the manual tool. So it's much easier for them to learn how to cut a straight line with the power tool. Conversely, if a person's really good at cutting lines with a skill saw, and they're cut with a skill saw and they're real good at it, but then you hand them a handsaw and say, give it a shot, man, it looks like a beaver attacked that board. I'm telling you, because it doesn't transfer down, right? If you have the base skill, adding a technology skill on top of it is easier. It's kind of like taking a pyramid and flipping it upside down. It doesn't really work. It's not that stable. So learning how to draw and lay things out by hand with hand tools will make you a better CAD drafter, more thoughtful CAD drafter, someone that plans things out and understands how to draw complex things because you've had to do it by hand. So there's lots of reasons why we want to learn how to use technical drawing tools, even though the world around us is full of computers and instrumentation and electronics.